Should I stay or should I go now? Should I stay or should I go now? If I go there will be trouble, and if I stay it will be double.
Hi there everyone, this is Alan Smith from www.livinginswflorida.com and another great version of our Southwest Florida daily tours. Today I'm going to talk about a few things that I see, and I have this hard conversation with sellers almost every day. And that is the question, should we sell now? Should we sell later? Should we stay? Should we rent? You know, should we stay or should we go? I call it the clash. So right now we're going to talk about the clash a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and put this up on the screen for you so that you can follow along with me and maybe use it as an outline. So here we go. The clash. Should sellers stay or should sellers go? Remember this great song? Who would have thought the lyrics are so relevant for the real estate market? You know, the song goes on to say, if I go, there will be trouble. If I stay, it will be double. Well, you know, unfortunately, every day I get to speak with sellers who are trying to decide this exact same thing. They're asking themselves, do I sell now for top market value, or do I wait 7 to 10 years to sell for the same amount that I can get right now? Or wait until the market comes back to a certain amount, maybe what they paid for it, or maybe they want to make some profit, that sort of thing. So, what is the best advice I can give them? I always tell my sellers that should they stay or should they go, here are your options. Well, you know, this question's not an easy question to answer sometimes, but there are some factors that have to be considered before making such a big decision. I always take the position with my clients that I give them the complete picture of both scenarios. If they sell, here's what it'll take. If they stay, here's what they will need to expect. Since I have this conversation so often these days, almost every day, I decided to write a little outline on some ideas and consequences, all based on statistical data. As the saying goes, numbers don't lie. Once again, I'll present this information to you, then it's up to my seller. At least I know what I've done. I've done the most I can do to help that seller make the best decision, so maybe this will help you as well. So let's go over it. Oh, as a side note, this information provided here is based on the Southwest Florida market. But if you're not in the Southwest Florida market and you're trying to sell your home either up north or overseas, I'm sure that it is exactly the same for your area as well. Maybe a little different, but for the most part it is the same. So this pertains to you. So should you stay or should you go? Well, if you stay, be prepared for a long turnaround. Cycles like these historically have taken about 10 years. We're only in 3 years. We're only into it 3 years right now, so we have about another 7 years to go. Not selling today because of pricing means waiting at least 7 years to get a better price than I can get you today. You can use the chart at the end of this this information here to see your exact home value at every year on an every year projection and how long you can expect to wait to get to the value that you want. I think you'll find it very valuable, as almost all of my clients have. Number two, many people own vacation homes as an investment and part of their overall financial planning. Knowing what your home or your investment is not going to gain value over the next 7 years, you have to ask yourself, how does that affect your long-term plan? Is it smart at your stage in your life and in your investment plan to keep your money in an asset that will not grow at all for 7 years? If you sold it today and took a bit of a loss, could you put that money in another investment vehicle that would actually grow over the next 7 to 10 years? And the answer to that is, of course you could. I know that I could sell your home, have you take a small loss, and that I could buy you another home, and the offset, the difference between what you saved on buying now versus selling would more than take care of that. So I know you could buy another home or investment and more than make up for that shortfall. When your beach home or your vacation home goes from the family vacation spot every year to something you're holding on to for financial purposes, the timing becomes so much more important. Number three, if you decide to stay and something happens over the next 18 to 30 months, which is going to be the flat market, which we're in right now, the flat course, that causes you a hardship and then you change your mind or you have to sell, just know that you'll be getting a lot less money then than we can get for you right now in today's market at top market rate. So before you make the decision to say, you need to ask yourself, how secure are you financially and how secure are you in the U.S. economy and the market? Could something upset the balance and cause you to have to sell before the recovery in the market comes up, or before your home value rises to the point that you want? If you think it is, do you want to take even a larger loss? Number 4, if you stay, you'll have to incur carrying costs. Most homeowners here in my market spend between $10,000 and $25,000, sometimes more, each year owning their home. By the time that you spend that each year for 7 years waiting for prices to come back, how much do you actually make? Let's consider this for a minute. If I recommended a price for your home of $500,000 and you want $650,000, and you spend $20,000 each year owning it for 7 years until it comes back, that's $140,000. So you just spent $140,000 because you didn't want to lose $150,000. So does it really make much sense to wait? If you decide to rent, it can be even worse. And most people that do decide to rent, and they think they're not losing money, they really are. Even when the rent covers their payment, there's so much more to take into consideration when looking to rent your home. You have taxes, you have insurance, you have wear and tear, you have depreciation, you have all those little repair costs, the homeowner's fees. There's all kinds of things that go into that, and I would be more than happy to do a complete rental analysis on any property that you may be consider renting, or possibly that you're renting now. So give me a call on that, and I'll be more than happy to go over it with you. So now you're probably thinking, well, all that sounds good, but how do you know for sure it's going to take 7 years? And as I said in a previous article and my TV show, I don't have a crystal ball. But what I do have are statistics, and statistical trends are pretty solid indicators of what to expect. If they weren't, they wouldn't be used in any industry for predictions. That being said, here is some actual data that contributes to the 7-year timeline. Number 1, the top 3 sources resort buyers use to provide their down payment when buying a home here in Southwest Florida are A, equity from their primary residence, or the sale of some piece of real estate. Until more people have equity in their homes, the number of buyer sales will stay limited. B, stock, bonds, funds, or other investment sales. And C, bonuses, inheritance, or some kind of money gifted. How long will it take before more buyers feel confident in this economy to use these kinds of funds for real estate purchases rather than saving due to the economy? Well, we all know that we have an election coming up in 2 years, so it'll be at least 2 years. You know, that the inheritance and the bonuses and things like that come and go, but as so many businesses are down right now, we know that could be off a while. And we know that the equity numbers are going to be off at least 7 to 10 years. So all of those things are going to contribute into this. Let's also look at number 2, foreclosures. 43% of our actual listings are foreclosures, and 21% are short sales or considered a distressed sale in one way or the other. Sounds huge, right? Well, consider that in homes over $100,000, 36% of closed sales each month is a distress sale. While we don't have an overwhelmingly inventory, they are certainly a big percentage of what is selling. Does a distress sale affect the price of your home? Well, with so many, how can it not affect you? The good news here is that 64% of sales are regular homeowners. They are also priced competitively with the distressed sales, meaning that with so many foreclosed homes on the market, if you want to sell your home as a non-distressed home, you're still going to have to be priced competitively with them. So therefore, everybody's in the same sellers, the same sellers type of market where you have to be priced along with the foreclosures in order to sell. Number 3, the shadow inventory that we've all heard about. Well, it's estimated that banks are holding 50% of their foreclosed inventory off the market in an effort not to crash it. They're strategically releasing homes for sale slowly because they know more supply equals less demand equals lower pricing. That's what they learned a couple years ago when the property all came down, is because the banks were throwing foreclosures on the market. I talk to banks almost, several times a week, and this is what they tell me. So if we have another 2 to 3 years of 30% of our inventory being distressed and 43% of the closings being distressed, how can prices go up? As the homes are being sold every month on the market, the banks are just releasing that many properties to keep it very stabilized. That's what we're seeing, and I've showed you that several times in other market stats. Number 4, homes are still being foreclosed on. Let's not forget the foreclosure crisis is still happening. We get weekly reports in Lee, Collier, and Charlotte counties of homes that are facing foreclosure. Each week, there are at least 80 to 150 homes on that list. That's 320 to 60 or 600 more foreclosed homes a month. How can we hit the bottom and start recovery with that many properties still being taken back by the banks and facing the open market at some point for considerably lower prices. It all becomes a on the open retail market is what I was trying to say there. It's not a wholesale market, it's a retail market because it's coming on the MLS and everybody can compete for those properties. Number 5, inventory of regular properties. A normal market has 6 or less months of inventory actively for sale at any given time. Right now we have over 2 years worth of inventory, and that's if nothing else comes on the market. And each month we get about 1,550 new listings, I just checked. And right now we have over 2 years worth of properties to sell. So from that standpoint, how is it going to be better in just a year or two if that's what you're thinking? Number 6, once we do hit bottom, prices aren't going to rebound instantly. So let's say in 3 years we do hit the bottom, prices stop going down, and we have a better handle on the inventory. How long will it take to climb back up to the price that you're comfortable with, that you want to sell your home at? Another 3, 4, 5 years, 7 years? The decline didn't happen overnight. Neither will the recovery. However, the decline went down at 40 to 50% in a matter of 2 years, and when the incline will only be 5 to 7%. So if prices went down 50,000 in 2 years, at 5 to 7%, that's only about $2,500 a month. You can imagine how much longer it's going to take to go back up than it came back down. And I've got a chart for you right at the end of this. It'd be great for you. So please understand, my goal with this information is not doom and gloom, rather reality. With the right agent like ourselves, the right exposure, which we can provide, and the right price, your home will sell for top market price. I sell all my homes in 60 days or less, so I know that your home too can be sold for within 60 days as long as you follow a few guidelines. You're willing to price it right, you got a great agent, and you have the proper marketing. That's not the question. The question that I have is typically, when can we get more? The answer, 7 or more years. If that doesn't fit into your plan, sooner is better than later. Time is not your friend in a declining market. So before it costs you double, give us a call for a complete analysis of your Southwest Florida home. I can be reached at 239-989-1106. Again, 239-989-1106. Now let's take a quick moment and look at the chart. Here's the chart I have for you. And here's the chart. It's a great chart here. You fill in right down here what the market value of your home is. 5 to 7% of that number that it'll appreciate every year. It's going to go down 10% over the next 18 to 30 months, as you can see here. So take 10% off that market value number and put it here. And then just start adding up your years. 2015, it'll be worth 5% more. 2016, 5% more. 2018, 5% more. Or actually 2017, 2018, 2000, and you'll be able to get a very, very, very close projection of what your home will be worth at any given year for the next 5 to 7 years. Folks, that about wraps it up. But I want you to think of something, that to really take into consideration, that I get a lot of people that think it's just going to be a year or two to get back to the prices that they want or that they paid for the home, and that's simply not reality. Reality is, the question isn't whether or not you want to sell your home now or not sell your home. The question you really need to ask yourself is this: do I want to wait until the year 2017 or the year 2020 and sell my home for the same amount as I can sell it for at top market value today? If the question is no, give me a call. I'll get you top market value for your property today. This is Alan Smith from sunny Southwest Florida. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye now.